Trust is the invisible thread that holds every human relationship together. Betrayal is the silent blade that cuts it without warning. The most painful wounds are rarely caused by strangers. They are almost always delivered by the people you believed never would. Imagine this. Someone looks into your eyes and promises they'll never leave. They learn your fears, your dreams, your weaknesses. Little by little, you stop protecting yourself. You hand them something more valuable than money, power, or success. You hand them your trust. And then, one ordinary day, everything changes. No loud explosion, no dramatic warning, just one lie, one secret, one broken promise, and suddenly the world no longer feels safe. Have you ever wondered why betrayal hurts so much more than physical pain? Why the memory keeps replaying long after the person has disappeared? Why some people can trust again, while others spend years building walls around their hearts? The answer isn't just emotional, it's deeply psychological. Throughout history, philosophers like Carl Jung, Friedrich Nietzsche, and Marcus Aurelius understood something remarkable. Betrayal doesn't merely break relationships, it transforms identity. In this journey, we're going to uncover the hidden psychology behind trust, expose why betrayal changes the brain itself, reveal why people betray those they love, and discover whether broken trust can ever truly be rebuilt. By the end of this video, you may never look at trust or the people around you the same way again. Chapter 1. The invisible bridge between two souls. Before someone can betray you, they first have to become someone you believe in. That's the greatest paradox of trust. Trust is one of the strangest forces in human psychology because it cannot be seen, touched, or measured, yet it quietly shapes every decision we make. Every morning, you trust that the floor beneath your feet won't collapse. You trust strangers to follow traffic rules. You trust your closest friends with pieces of your identity that no one else knows. Without trust, society itself would stop functioning. But where does trust actually come from? Psychologists believe trust begins long before adulthood. As children, our brains learn whether the world is safe based on how consistently our caregivers respond to us. Every fulfilled promise teaches the nervous system that people can be relied upon. Every broken promise plants a tiny seed of doubt. Over years, these tiny moments become the blueprint through which we judge everyone we meet. This is why two people can experience the exact same betrayal, yet react completely differently. One heals. The other spends years expecting disappointment. Carl Jung once suggested that what remains unconscious controls our lives until we mistake it for fate. Many people think they're choosing trustworthy friends or partners. In reality, they're often repeating emotional patterns they learned decades earlier. Think about a suspension bridge. Thousands of tiny cables hold it together. Remove just one, and nothing happens. Remove enough, and eventually the entire structure collapses, not because of one cable, but because trust was slowly weakened over time. Relationships work the same way. Trust isn't built through grand gestures. It's built through countless ordinary moments, showing up when you said you would, telling uncomfortable truths instead of convenient lies, listening without judgment, protecting someone's vulnerability even when you could use it against them. Every small act says, "You are safe with me." And every repeated act becomes another thread woven into an invisible bridge between two human beings. The tragedy is that years of building can disappear in a single moment. Not because betrayal is always huge, but because trust was never just about actions. It was about certainty. And certainty, once broken, is incredibly difficult to restore. Chapter 2. Why betrayal hurts the brain more than the heart. What if the deepest pain you've ever felt wasn't in your heart at all, but inside your brain? The moment trust shatters, your mind begins fighting a battle you can't even see. When people speak about betrayal, they often place a hand over their chest and say, "My heart is broken." It's a beautiful metaphor, but psychology reveals something even more astonishing. The true battlefield is the mind. Imagine standing on solid ground your entire life. Then, without warning, the earth beneath your feet cracks open. That is what betrayal feels like to the brain. The person you believed was your safe place suddenly becomes the source of danger. Your reality splits in two, the version of them you loved and the version of them you now see. The mind desperately tries to make both versions fit together, but they refuse. That inner conflict is why betrayal echoes long after the event itself. This is why so many people replay conversations in their heads. They search old messages, remember forgotten details, and ask endless questions. How did I not see it? Were there signs? Was any of it real? These questions are not signs of weakness. They are the brain's attempt to rebuild a shattered map of reality. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote, "I'm not upset that you lied to me. I'm upset that from now on I can't believe you." Those words capture the true cost of betrayal. The pain is not only about what happened, it is about what happens afterward. Trust, once effortless, becomes difficult. Doubt begins to replace certainty. Think of a mirror dropped onto a stone floor. You can collect every broken piece and glue it back together, but the reflection will never look exactly the same. Every crack reminds you of the moment it was broken. Betrayal often leaves the mind with similar fractures. Even when life moves forward, memories whisper, "Be careful, don't let this happen again." This is why betrayal can quietly reshape personality. A person who once loved openly may become guarded. Someone who trusted easily may begin questioning every compliment, every promise, every act of kindness. The betrayal ends in a single moment, but its psychological shadow can stretch across years. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." At first glance, those words may seem impossible after betrayal. After all, you cannot erase what someone did. But you can decide whether their actions become the foundation of your future or merely one painful chapter within it. This is the turning point many people never recognize. Betrayal presents two invisible paths. One path leads to permanent suspicion, where every new relationship is judged by the mistakes of the last. The other path leads to wisdom, a place where you become more discerning without becoming emotionally numb. There is an enormous difference between protecting your heart and imprisoning it. A locked door keeps danger out, but it also keeps love from entering. That is the cruel paradox of betrayal. In trying never to be hurt again, many people unknowingly prevent themselves from ever being deeply connected again. The goal is not to trust everyone. The goal is to learn how to trust wisely. Because the opposite of betrayal is not isolation. It is understanding. And once you understand why people betray and why your mind reacts the way it does, you stop blaming yourself for being human. You begin rebuilding something even stronger than blind trust. You begin building conscious trust.